this. Play in the game, but I'm used to it. Money and the fame, I get used to it. You gon' hear my name, so get used to it. She gon' say my name, so get used to it. Play in the game, but I'm used to it. Money and the fame, I get used to it. You gon' hear my name, so get used to it. Yeah, she gon' say my name, so get used to it. Make 'em believe it, show 'em we ain't created even. I'm perfectly seasoned, that's the reason I'm undefeated. Yeah. Flawless and pillow talking should be considered treason. Right. Haters, you never see 'em, but you can hear 'em breathing. Yeah. If she speak, then I can break down the defense and help her get some rest with some good dick still sleeping. Yeah.
Champagne Talkz, you got your boy Standout in here. We got a very, very special guest. We got Tea Time in this motherfucker. What's good, Tea Time?
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
Man, I appreciate you for coming out. I'm feeling good, man. I appreciate you for coming out from all the way to Vegas.
Appreciate you for inviting me.
Nah, man, I had to. Once I seen that video with you, Dave East, and Jadakiss, I was like, oh shit, like say less. Like I need him on Champagne Talkz and shit. You know what I mean?
We in the spot.
Yeah. Like, how you like Vegas so far?
I like Vegas. Vegas is cool. This is my second time out here.
Okay.
I ain't get to enjoy it too much. Me and my homie Phil, we got here like.
Shout out to Phil.
Big shout out to Phil. Big shout out to DC.
And while we shouting out things, let's shout out Bel Air Rose. You know, they sponsor the show. Shout out to Rick Ross. You know, without filming, would be no us on this show today. But yeah, so did you drive out here? Or you flew or?
Yeah, we drove.
Okay.
I'm right here and I'm in LA. It was like a 4-hour drive. My homie flew in last night. We said, fuck it, we just gonna drive.
Okay.
Get here in the middle of the night instead of rushing early in the morning.
Yeah. So, what part of LA you live?
Right now I'm in Studio City.
Okay.
Studio City.
I'm from Carson, so that's about on a good day, 25 minutes.
Okay. So what's that? That's from like, let's say LA. That's north, south, east, west, Carson.
Like, so you got Compton, you got Carson, San Pedro, Torrance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like we literally like Compton is our next door neighbors.
Oh, so that's all LA. So like
that's LA County. That's
south. That's south of Studio City and all that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right, cool.
As some people call it, the South Bay. You know what I'm saying? So, so what brings you to California? Like, you from New York, correct?
Yeah, I'm from New York.
Okay, tell us about New York. Tell us about growing up in New York.
It was cool. Growing up in New York, I grew up in Long Island, Elmont, Exit 13. Big shout out to them. I would say where I'm at in Long Island is a little bit different than the stereotypical New York City. Stereotypical New York City, you see buildings. That's like Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan. None but buildings. Where I'm from in Long Island, it's like more houses.
Okay.
It's like you down south a little bit more.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I'm like 5 minutes from Queens, 4 minutes from Queens. I'm right there.
Oh yeah, so you like Compton and Carson, right?
Yeah, I'm like we right in the middle, right in the middle. And it's funny, like where I'm at, it's like Long Island don't really consider us Long Island.
Okay.
Because we so close to Queens.
Okay.
Like if you from Long Island, I say yeah, I'm from Elmont, from Back Street. Oh, you from Queens. But
okay,
if you from Queens,
yeah,
I'm like, nah, nigga, you from Long Island.
Yeah, you from around the way, homie.
You from over there, so.
Okay, so
that's what it is.
I get it, you know, even though I'm not from the East Coast, you know. So do you know there's a difference from being from the East Coast, living on the West Coast? Do you know, like, what's the big differences to you?
The biggest difference, it just looks a whole lot more beautiful. For real, man. For real, like me, I'm not from, like I said, I'm not from like Brooklyn or the Bronx or Harlem or any of that. I'm from the island. But over there, you see nothing but buildings. You know, I've lived in Harlem before through my experience in life.
Okay.
And it's like you wake up, you see nothing but buildings. Like 200, 300, 400 foot tall buildings. As far as you can look. Like literally like a concrete jungle. hence the name Concrete Jungle.
You're right.
Like, so I think that's the biggest thing. Like, it's beautiful, the scenery. It's much more of a relaxed vibe. Like we was talking about on the East Coast, they be like the police, they be harassing you and shit in life.
Mm-hmm.
They was doing a lot of stop and frisk shit at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of just calmer vibe, man. You know what I mean? Just good vibes. Mexico right here, Vegas right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have to do this.
Yeah, you literally next to everything. You know what I mean? If you want to, like you said, if you want to go to Mexico, you want to go to Vegas, shit, not too far from Texas. You know what I mean? So if you want to, you know, get those vibes, you could. That's the reason why I stay on the West Coast. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I've been in other parts of the country, but like I always come back to the West Coast just for those type of vibes. Plus, it don't get too cold. You know, I'm not a cold person.
Yeah.
Like out here it gets like 30 degrees, and we like, oh shit, like that's cold as fuck. You know what I mean? So, so growing up in Long Island, like, what was the things that influenced you to want to do music, or did you just start wanting to do music?
I think like a lot of urban kids, like just they deal with music because it's like really from our culture.
Right.
So a lot of us like produce music just because it's kind of in us. So I've always kind of done music. I think the fact that I have like it was a little bit easier because I have a little bit more like better vocabulary than the average person from the hood.
Okay.
So just putting words together, it just makes it a little bit easier if I want to like dive into that. But that was really it. You know what I mean? A couple of my friends always pushed me to do it. A couple years ago, that was maybe like 2 years ago, my boy Brody Fresh, he from the 13 too. Big shout out to Brody Fresh. Which this recording right here?
Yeah.
Big shout out to Brody Fresh. He brought me on tour with him.
Okay.
With another artist, Chris Webby.
Oh yeah, I know Chris Webby. Okay.
Yeah, so
I don't know him, but you know.
Yeah, we did the East Coast, and that was my first experience, like, and really first. I'm gonna take a step in this music shit and just give it a shot.
Okay, yeah, because like when I shout out to G6, when I got like some of the tracks from you or whatever, I was like, I couldn't exactly tell where you were from. I couldn't tell if you was from the East Coast, if you was from the West Coast. Then I was like, wait, he got like some of his mannerisms like from like a New York mannerism and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, damn, he's like a universal rapper. You know what I mean? He could fit in the pocket of a person that kind of like, you know, West Coast is like dance. You know, it's like more. East Coast is more known for bars. You know, so I was like, okay, like he fit in a little bit of both. Like, he sound good, but like he spins some bars and shit, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, like I gotta do some more research, and that's when I started digging. And I'm like, okay, well, the shit that I found out, I was like, all right, he from a beast, but yeah, he's solid, you know. I'm like, okay, gee, you gotta get him in the studio ASAP.
Yeah.
You gotta, as soon as he touched down in Vegas, you gotta get him in a studio. Because like, you know, I'm one of those dudes that I feel like if somebody's talented, especially if somebody's talented around you, like you gotta make sure, it's like the Tupac method, right? You gotta make sure you get them on 100 songs and shit, you know what I'm saying? 100 tracks, because you can't let the talent go to waste, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel it, definitely.
So what's like going forward, what's some of the things that you're about to start doing that nobody knows yet, but like you can tell them on Champagne Talk?
The next joint I'm doing, basically, we got another single coming out.
Okay.
Another single called Love You. It's me. I may put somebody on it. I don't know. They telling me, nah, just leave it, just do your own thing. The best I could tell you is like it's completely opposite of the first track, Real Enough. The first track was like more like a gangster shit.
Yeah. This
shit is really more like of a female record.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Me expressing my love for females and what I think we can accomplish together. You know what I mean? Like a man and a woman.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely.
So it's a completely different feel. And on the hook, I ain't gonna ruin it, but it don't sound nothing like me. I'm singing on it kind of.
Oh, so you in a different pocket?
Yeah, totally different pocket, totally different pack on the streets.
So would you say you on your Ja Rule shit?
On my Rule shit, yeah. Big shout out to Rule, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Beat the feds and all that. So big shout out to anybody that could do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I would say the artist, but I ain't gonna spoil it.
Okay.
But it's an artist. Once you like even 6, he heard it earlier. He said, "Oh yeah, you sound like that boy." I said, "I'll take it. Fuck it."
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's just a different type of sound than the first one, and that's kind of what I want to do with the music. I want to showcase my different sounds that match my different personalities at times. Cause sometimes I'm in a gangster mood. Sometimes I'm in a loving mood. You know, sometimes I'm in a preaching type of mood. Sometimes I'm on my Spanish shit. I'm El Patron. So yeah, that's it, man. That's really it.
Okay, yeah, like I gotta be one of the first ones to hear that shit before it drop. You know what I mean? We'll talk off mic and shit, but yeah, I gotta be. You know, who's some of the people that you want to work with? I mean, you already worked with a fucking legend, you know, and Jadakiss Dave East is dope as hell too. He's doing a lot. I listen to both. I grew up listening, obviously, with Jadakiss, and I still do. You know, he's in my mouth. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he's one of those boys. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people underestimate him. He don't get enough flowers. I'm gonna give Jadakiss his flowers right now, as a matter of fact, because he definitely deserves them. So like seeing you with him, like that's somebody that's like on most people's high up. You know what I mean? So who is somebody like that you want to work with that you think that you can make some dope ass music with?
I don't know. Like, I know. Right now, I'm really focused on making music with people that's from my town and my network. And I definitely got a couple with dope tracks. Like I got a track with my man Phil right there. I got a track with my man Oaks. Big shout out to Oaks. I got a track with my man Flea, Reem Get It. But as far as mainstream artists, I don't really know. Like if I had to pick somebody, like
we gonna buzz down your top 5. Give me 5 artists. It doesn't even have to be rappers.
My top 5
yeah,
artists.
Like who would you top 5 that you will work with?
A lot. Oh, so they gotta be alive. Oh man.
Or you can probably sample some of their shit, but it's gonna be hard.
Alive. We talking alive. We talking alive. They gotta
live.
be. All right,
okay.
Shit. I would go with, I don't know, Jada.
Okay.
I fuck with Jada. You know Jada. That's my dude. While we talking about Jada, big shout out to Chi. My cousin Chi Ali. That's who really plugged the whole Jadakiss situation.
Shout out to Chi, man. Shout out
you know what I'm saying? Like, he made it happen, and big shout out to my boy Lolo from Harlem. I don't know if he's from Harlem or the Bronx, but he plugged me with East. So big shout out to them. I don't know off the top of my head. I know we was talking about it. Artist I really like is B.O.B. Most people don't know him, but I really fuck with B.O.B. He's a real conscious rapper, and he can spit. He can really spit. It's like, I don't know. I don't be listening to a lot of these dudes.
So you listen to like all your shit? Are you like one of those guys that like is like really be tuned in and like listen to his shit, trying to elevate and shit?
I listen to my shit, but I really listen to a lot of people that's unfortunately not here with us no more. Like, I listen to a lot of Biggie, a lot of Stack, a lot of Nipsey, Chinks Drugs, Big L, Big Pun.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You just named you just named, so yeah, definitely people that's not here.
Yeah, a lot of people was not here. Like I really listen to, like like I listen to a lot of relevant shit. I'm just in there like the Drakes and the Babies and this person and that, like whoever, like
listen to the
Fabio and all these niggas.
The Griselda boys like Benny.
Oh yeah, Benny,
those are my favorite rappers.
yeah,
Benny,
Benny.
Westside, Conway could flow.
Yeah.
Like I think they kind of, in my opinion, they kind of like really brought rap back to New York. Like had people really talking about New York. I mean, because like you said, you had your Dave East, you had Fabio's, people like that. Like you had your pockets of rappers, but like the way that they're doing it and how they're doing it, they like,
brought it back to me. Like when I look at like, I don't really follow much up on like what's going on, but from when I see like Benny the Butcher, like he brings like real, like, yo, this is the streets. I'm just grateful to be here. Like I was listening to a track with him last night, riding up, and he was like, yo, I think the track is called like It Could Have Been Me. And it was like he was just like, yo, like it could have been me. I could have been locked up like a lot of my dogs. That's why I'm like, when they call me, I accept these calls, and a lot of that shit I can relate to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I'm fucking with El Chapo out here, but it's like, I think me, like myself, like a lot of other brothers in our community could have been in jail, could have been dead. So we really gotta be grateful just to be here. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, I think a lot of people, that's what makes Benny special, is that he could relate to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like he could, or a lot of people could relate to him. Let me say it like that.
Especially the streets.
Yeah,
like the streets.
Like, I mean, that's all street shit. Like if you go to any of his concerts, it's all gonna be like street motherfuckers. You might have a couple nerds or some shit like that, but you know, this is all street motherfuckers.
Yo, G, let me see the lighter. I see, oh, you read my mind, right? You read my mind.
I seen, I seen you looking around and shit. I'm like, yeah, you looking for that light. But yeah, man, it's kind of funny because like growing up on the West Coast, I was biased towards the West until I got older. Until I like really, I always liked the Biggies and the people that, I mean, your Biggies, your Puns and shit like that. But like it did take me getting older to really realize like I actually like more music or more rappers from the East Coast than the West actually. You know what I mean? Like I'm a huge fan of course Big. But Big, that's like a cheat code. Like I feel like that's cliche for everybody to say. You know?
I don't know.
I mean, he was dope. Like he has. I always tell people. I always get into debates with people because I tell them like Pac was a better artist, but Big was a better lyricist. You know,
I do agree with that.
So like, I think if you put Life After Death and Ready to Die against All Eyes on Me, and let's say one of Tupac's other albums, right? Mm-hmm. Like song for song, bar for bar, just rap album, like Big's knocking that out the water. That's just my opinion. I'm gonna get shot down for it. Motherfuckers gonna, be in the comments talking shit. But it is what it is. I'm a free man, so.
I'm just saying I could agree with you. Like as far as like lyrically putting words together, wordplay, I think Big had it by far. But I think as far as an artist that you can relate to, and the artists that touched on topics that touch people, and just an artist that touch people and try to bring social change. I think that's what put him on a whole nother level. Like let's say Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, I'm not gonna say he's the most lyrical person.
I know. But
his impact was felt way beyond his lyrics.
Yep. I think Nipsey is like a for example, like a Benny the Butcher. Like a lot of people can relate to what he rap about. And like you said, his impact, put him out on a different plateau, you know what I mean? Because like his impact was something crazy. So I think that's why a lot of people really messed with Nipsey. Yeah. Plus, like he had his own little swag or whatever, where it's like fuck the middleman, I'm gonna get this, fuck the labels, and that's what I'm about. I'm an anti-middleman, so I'm not a label type of guy. I'm more like an independent. Like, but like I know some people are label people. Like, which one are you?
Me, I would lean more toward label, but like I was telling like G earlier, I believe you gotta do like what's in best interest to the business at the time.
Yeah, sure.
Like if you gotta partner up, like let's say you at a certain level, and partnering up with a label puts you makes sense. It puts you on a whole nother plateau or echelon. Then yeah, like do that. But if you're just trying to do that just to do it for like the fame or like it don't make sense to me.
Yeah. I think like you play behind the curve. Like if you're just doing it for that reason right there, for the label reason. Like I don't know. I know some dudes they're signed to various different labels and they actually hate it because they thought it was something that it really wasn't. You know what I mean? Which they had their independence and they could do whatever they wanted as an indie artist. They were like really like the only thing that the label's really done for them is like let them open shows and shit like that, or like push them a certain way that like they couldn't push themselves. But as far as like how their freedom, they liked it better being an indie. But they signed like some big ass deals, so like they signed big ass deals to sit behind other people and write for them and help produce for them. And like they want their music out, but they can't really put music out, you know. So I mean, like you said, this is all about the situation.
Yeah, like if that's what makes sense for you, that's what makes sense for you. But if you try to get you could, I believe, like in this day and era, you get 10,000 fans having to spend $10 with you a month, and you talking about
yeah. So, I mean,
talking about 6 figures a month.
Yeah. So I think that's the way to go. I'm not pushing nobody no way, but I just see now, especially if you got a little buzz and if you got people that mess with you, like the indie route is the way to go because like you could touch more of your shit. I just say it like that.
Yeah.
You know, rather than it's like the dope game. Like you get fronted, but you gotta pay big man back. You know what I'm saying? You take your little cut, but like what is really your little cut? You know what I mean? After you bust everything down. But if you just buy your shit straight from the plug, it's a little bit easier because now you just counting your profits, you know, and putting your money to the side to re-up again. So, I mean, you got to look at it in that method. For people out there, you got to look at shit in that instance, but I'm not pushing you no way. You got any kids or anything?
Yeah, I got 3 kids. I
Okay.
just actually got a newborn about almost 2 months.
Well, congratulations. I know there's a lot of sleepless nights because even if you don't live with your kids, you still got to hear about it, you know?
yeah. I ain't gonna lie, it's not too bad because my girl, like, she really holds it down.
Okay, shout out to your girl, man.
Yeah, big shout out to my girl. That's my queen right there. Like, she really holds it down.
Okay.
As far as like doing the motherly thing with the baby, and everything else, really, as far as like being a woman in my life, she tries to take care of all that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So really big shout out to her.
That's solid because, you know, a lot of chicks, they, especially with somebody that's into like entertainment and music and stuff like that, like they don't really sit right with them because they know that they don't know how much shit goes on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? They don't go to the studio and say they think you fucking with somebody else or whatever. Or, you know, you're going to blow up and lead them and stuff like that. Like, I get
she
it.
say her little comments here and there. I got a head, but oh no, like I can't really ask for more support, man. Like, she's really the best girl I ever had.
That's good. You know, I don't need you to sing Drake for me, but yeah, that's dope, man. Like I think like that's what people need. Like, I'm all for like peace and love and shit, you know. So like, if you find peace in yourself and then like love and everything else, like I think that's like what makes you the ultimate happiness. That gives you the ultimate happiness.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's just me.
Yeah.
You know, I take that over success because a lot of people like they don't really know what success is, and I think the first part of success is happiness.
Yeah.
You know, because if you doing what you're doing and you seeing shit, but you're not happy about it, are you really successful? Like you just a slave to like the shit that you want to do, right?
I agree. Like when it's all said and done, and you sit on that bed or wherever you go and you about to get up out of here and leave this place, like you gonna be thinking about were you happy?
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy the time while you was here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or did you enjoy that time working?
Yeah, that's what I try
Like
to tell
you
people.
can't get caught up in a hamster wheel. Like you gotta really be focused or know what makes you happy.
So what makes you happy?
My family really makes me happy, and my freedom. You know what I mean? Like being able to be here, for one, above 6 feet. Be free, not trapped up in the system like a lot of our brothers.
Yeah, for sure.
And kind of be financially stable where I could not have to think about, you know what I mean, the next paycheck. A lot of people in America living paycheck to paycheck.
Sure.
That's a real reality. You know what I mean? And I had to live like that. You know what I mean? I used to work at Cinnabon and Lids at the same time.
Oh yeah. So,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm already knowing that's not something that you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it got you where it needed to get you, but that's something that you definitely don't want to have to do or long term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for a long time. And some people be a slave to that shit, man, and it'd be sad because they waste their life for like jobs that's not really worth it or things that's not really worth it, and then they end up like regretting losing a lot of shit in life or hating life because like they wasn't able to do the shit that they wanted to do in life. You know, I'm glad that you didn't say financial freedom and shit, because that's one of my pet peeves. I hate when people say that shit. Like a lot of people like, oh yeah, you know, I'm trying to get to financial freedom. Like, but are you really free financially? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never met people like millionaires and shit that be like, yeah, I'm here for financial freedom.
Yeah. It's like, I think that's like part of it. So like you're not worrying about like trying to get like a good meal or a good like roof over your head or a good car to drive or something. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And not having to worry about like your kids like coming up in a bad situation.
Sure.
So it's like it's part of it, but you know, a lot of us get caught up in it because like me for myself, I'm in a better situation than I ever thought I'd be in. You know what I mean? I'm not in the best situation, but from some of the situations I've been in, as far as like, there's been times I'm basically out there on my own. I'm not gonna get into everything, but I'm out on the streets on my own, and just to make a couple $1,000 every week and say I'm good. That's some people want, and they want more, but it's like, yo, there's a lot of other people in other countries that are nowhere as fortunate. You know what I mean?
I agree 100%.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. Like, only if people had that same mindset that you have, like, I think the world would be a better place. Or like, you know, we'll have way more prosperous people, because it's not a lot of people, they don't have that mindset. So if you don't have that mindset, you're not going to have the willpower to do the things that you really want to do. And that's going back to the happiness, you know. I feel like if you're not in the right situation now, you should work on being in that. Like, you should elevate to that. Like, you should take no for an answer. You know, that's what I subscribe to. You know, so like when I hear somebody like, oh yeah, like this is bad, like, I'd be like, what are you gonna do to make it better?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because that's just talking about it. Like, is that really fucking making it better, or is like you putting actions to which you're depressed about, sad about, whatever the case may be? Is that gonna make it better?
Yeah, definitely like putting actions, and I feel like just being positive in general.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, don't be too negative. Like, don't think about the things that you can't do. Just think like more positive. Like, we gonna like, everybody got their own things to overcome. You know what I mean? Life is not as hard as life is only as hard as we make it seem.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
So we definitely got to be more positive.
So going to, let's say 5 years from now, right? What is the impact or legacy that you want to have?
As far as like on like
I'm just talking about just period. I mean, we could put music into the equation, But like, I mean, I think that that's a part of the equation. But what is like the legacy that you want to have for 5 years from now?
I would say like the biggest impact and legacy I want to make 5 years from now, would really be toward like my loved ones and my family. You know, and that's like the biggest, and making sure we all in a better place. As far as music, hopefully like the world accepts my music, man. You know what I mean? And if not, I'm gonna keep doing it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw my pain regardless.
Yeah, you have that I don't give a fuck mentality.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw my pain regardless. Like, and that's what I even feel everybody, like I encourage everybody to do. Like if you an artist and you wanna draw your painting, don't be discouraged. Draw your painting.
We're gonna speak that into existence because we're gonna see you on a couple stages anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Long as you and Phil got tickets waiting for me, like, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to get Phil on here next too, because now that you mentioned that he do music and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
okay. Is he nice or is he just
Nah, we got a torch joint. We got a torch joint.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, just have my backstage passes. We're gonna talk that into existence because I'm gonna be there. You know, I fly wherever you having that show, and we pull up, and you know we'll probably I do a better media in the background filming and stuff. You know, with the cameras and shit. You know, all that good stuff.
I ain't gonna lie. The plan goes according to plan. We gonna be international with it. I ain't gonna lie. Like I think we doing our video in Peru. You know what I'm saying? So that's
some fly shit,
yeah,
man.
that's gonna be a good situation. I shot one in DR. The footage got fucked up and never got put out, but I think what is it? December. I think the third week in December we're supposed to be going to DR to reshoot it.
Okay.
And that's El Patron.
Oh shit.
You know
okay.
what I mean? So we really trying to kind of like be global, and because everywhere got good music. Everywhere got good music, man. So
I like that, man.
Yeah. Trying to be international with it, man. Like the world is bigger than we think.
I like that you said that. Is there any more shout outs before we get the hell out of here that you want to give, or?
First and foremost, big shout out to the 13, man. Like Exit 13, Elmont, Long Island, we in the spot. And big shout out to Mozzie. My man Mozzie hooked me up with G6. You already know, and that's it. You know what time it is, man. That's it.
I feel it. You know, hey, shout out to everybody he just shouted out. You know, because obviously they hold regard. So, shout out to Bel Air Rose again. Shout out to Studio 77. Shout out to Phil back here in the background. I do a better media back here in the background. Shout out to Chrissy Beats. We got G6. We got everybody in here, man. We just having a family function.
Playing the game, but I'm used to it.
Yo.
Money and the fame, I get used to it. You gon' hear my name, so get used to it. She gon' say my name, so get used to it.